Hi there, I'm Mel Wakeman and this is my third snack size video and today I'm going to be talking about protein. So I see a lot of protein rich foods on our supermarket shelves now, those that are marketed to be sort of high in protein or are maxing out on protein, and I want to sort of talk through whether we should believe all the hype that's going on with it at the moment. So why do we need protein? Basically, we need protein to help with growth and repair, to support our immune system. So it is a really important part of our diet. It should give us around sort of 10 to 15% of our energy intake, okay, from protein. And that's enough to support around sort of 30 minutes of exercise a day for most healthy people. And for a man, this means about 56 grams of protein a day and 45 for a woman. If you're a child, if you're a pregnant or breastfeeding mum, then you may well need a little bit more. So where do we get our protein from normally? So we've got animal-based sources, which includes meat, dairy, fish, eggs, and so on. And then your plant-based sources are your sort of cereals, pulses, seeds and nuts, okay? Now I know that animal protein is considered to be a better quality of protein because it provides all of the individual amino acids. These are the building blocks of our body, so they're all there in the right quantities. But if you're a vegetarian or vegan, it's fairly simple to ensure that you get all of those amino acids by combining different sources of protein. So it's relatively easy to achieve our daily recommended amount. So for me, if I ate a chicken breast for dinner, I had it with some wholemeal rice or pasta, perhaps had some wholemeal bread or toast for breakfast or lunch, had a yogurt and maybe a handful of nuts, that'd be me done. That's my protein intake for the day. So we don't need to be really thinking hard about where I'm going to get my next fix of protein from. Okay, most people in the UK eat more than is recommended or more than is necessary. Okay, so I think the popularity of protein has come from the fact that it can help you feel fuller for longer, certainly compared to carbohydrates. So if you're trying sort of to manage your appetite or your snacking, looking for sort of better weight management or weight loss, protein can help in that process. But the interesting thing is that although some studies have shown that higher protein and lower carbohydrate diets may show better initial weight loss, in the long term, i.e. sort of over 12 months, there is no difference in weight loss. So we need to be thinking, we are looking at eating for the long-term health. I don't think adding extra protein is necessarily going to be a sort of easy or quick shortcut to weight loss or improving our health. And what we don't want to be doing is increasing our protein so much that we're cutting down and cutting out on other really important food groups. Okay, so protein. Okay, I start with having protein in my day with breakfast. So there's a good amount of protein in milk, okay? And then if we look at cereals, I picked up what I would typically have for breakfast in our house. So me and my family tend to get through rather a high number of Weetabix during the weeks. If I look at Weetabix, perfect breakfast cereal. It's wholemeals or whole grain cereal, very little sugar in there, high fibre, so great for keeping you going for a long period of time. So interestingly, Weetabix have got on the bandwagon and they brought out a Weetabix protein. So I'm going to compare what we've got in these two particular cereals, okay? So say in our normal Weetabix, we have got, so two Weetabix is a serving. We've got 136 calories, that's without the milk. We've got less than 2 grams of sugar, which is great. Lots of fibre, and we've got 4.3 grams of protein. So we get protein from your milk, normal semi-skim milk, and you get protein from your normal Weetabix. So I paid a lot more for this Weetabix, and I want to see if it's worth the extra spend. So we've got here basically pretty much the same product, just with extra protein. So we've got the same amount of calories, same amount of carbohydrates, there's 1.9 grams of sugar per two biscuits, good amount of protein, and this time we've got 7.6 grams of protein. So basically, for 2 biscuits, there's an extra 3 grams of protein here compared to in here. So what does 3 grams look like? Well, 3 grams of protein is basically 100 mils of milk, okay? It can also equate to a little handful of nuts. So I've got about 6 or 7 Brazil nuts here. So is it worth me spending an extra quid or so on the Weetabix, which I'm probably paying for the brand and the extra protein, where I can just go to normal foods and have a little handful of nuts or have an extra bit of milk, which is also providing me with extra nutrition. So I'm not convinced, to be honest. Next I spotted Shreddies Max Protein Granola. Now, I'm a granola fan. I really like granola, but it's something to be had occasionally because typically it's often high in sugars. So they coat it with honey and other sorts of sugars to make it nice and crunchy. So I've looked at the nutritional values of this max protein, and we've basically got an extra 100 calories per, this is a 45 gram serving of granola, an extra 100 calories in there, quite a lot more fat, okay, because the oils and so on that are used to coat the product to make it crunchy. So even though it's got Shreddies in there, which I like as a breakfast cereal, to be honest, it's a little bit misleading in terms of perhaps how healthy this breakfast cereal might be. We've got 16 grams of sugar, so there's less carbohydrate, but more of the carbohydrate in here is sugar-based, okay? So there are over 3 teaspoons of sugar in your little bowl of granola. Then you've got 3.3 grams of fibre, that's fine. You've got 10 grams of protein. So you've probably got twice as much protein in here as you have in here, but it's offset by the amount of sugar in this particular product. So always be careful when you're looking at products in terms of, yeah, it's promoting the fibre and the protein, but what are they not telling you? So for me, there's too much sugar in there. Again, not worth the effort or the value of purchasing those. So the other thing that's quite popular on our shelves are breakfast drinks. Okay, so we're often on the go a lot. We need things that are handy and convenient. And I saw Weetabix. Okay, Weetabix on the go. I thought Weetabix is a good cereal. I like Weetabix. Ticks all the boxes for me. Let's have a little look at what's in here. It says we've got vanilla breakfast drink. It's got energy, fibre, and it's got protein. Nice one. Okay, so I look at the ingredients. And we've got here, so it's a 250ml serving. We've got 7 grams of fat. So there's more fat in here than there is in our granola. We've got 8.8 grams of protein. Okay, so it is slightly higher, but you know what? When you compare it per 100 mils, it's 3.5 grams of protein. It's exactly the same as that. It's only because you're drinking more of that compared to 100 mils of that there's more protein. So that's a bit of a no-brainer. And then the other thing, we've got 20 grams of sugar. Okay, so 4 teaspoons of sugar goes into this little drink, and you know what? That's not even enough to keep you going during the day. There's not enough calories or energy in this, which in terms of a decent breakfast. So you wouldn't just have that on its own. You're going to have other things with it. So then we've got another one, made for mornings, up and go, nutritious breakfast on the go. So we've got high in fibre, whole grain oats, which we like. Oats are obviously good for us, high protein. So let's have a little look at this one. So we've got per 100 mils. So again, the protein content is exactly the same as this one, which is the same as this one. Okay, so this is no better than this. We've got 1 gram of fat. So it's a low fat food. It's made with skim milk. Okay, so low fat food, fair enough. You've got vitamins and minerals, but then all of these products, all breakfast cereals, are fortified with vitamins and minerals. This again is no better. And when we look at the sugar content, we've got 7.4 grams per 100 mils. So being a 330 ml bottle, which I presume is a serving to drink all in one go, you're going to be consuming 24.5 grams of sugar. So when you sort of drink these things or have your cereals, you just sort of imagine the amount of sugar that you're putting into your body. Okay, this is hidden sugar. So yes, there is natural sugars in milk. I'm not worried about the natural sugars in terms of lactose is in here, but we do have added sugars in these products and in these products here. Okay, so we do need to be very mindful and thinking about cutting down the amount of sugar in our diet. So don't feel that these are going to solve our problems, okay? Certainly, if protein is helping you with your snacking and your weight management, go for it. But unfortunately, unless you're really training hard and working hard and you don't have a particularly high protein requirement, I literally think you're putting your money down the toilet, okay? If we're not going to use this protein, we're just going to pee it out. So that's my thoughts. Don't spend the money. Go back to eating natural, unprocessed whole foods and stick to things like normal milk and nuts. That's my advice. Thank you very much. Bye.